Hey everyone, and welcome to the Tesla Daily Investor. It's Wednesday, 25th of April 2025. It's around 5:45 here in London, and I'm going to do a portfolio update to see how things are going. So today has been a good day. Markets are up. So it's quite positive today, but I haven't been able to invest more money into the market because I've had some emergencies and I'm having to divert some of my money to tend to these emergencies. So hopefully I should be back up and running at the end of the month. So I'm hoping that the market stay at these lower levels so I can accumulate more shares. But today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be updating you on my portfolio, and more importantly, I'm going to share with you how many shares that I have in Tesla, MicroStrategy and Nvidia. So this is the total number of shares that I have. So I have accounts everywhere. So I've got eToro accounts, plus 500 accounts. So I've got all these accounts everywhere. So what I decided to do is just add up everything, and then whatever isn't Tesla, MicroStrategy or Nvidia, just sell it and then buy into those shares. So I'm going to be revealing those numbers today. So let's have a look at this portfolio to start with to see how things are going, because this is the one I've been tracking for a while now. So as you can see, my general investment account is just under £37,000. My stocks and shares ISA is just over 15 grand, and my self-invested personal pension is just under 33,000. So what I've been doing for the past week is moving money from my GIA to my SIP. This is so I can take advantage of the amount of allowance that I have for my capital gains trigger. So basically in the UK you can have a certain amount of capital gains every year before you have to pay tax. So what I plan to do is just sell that amount from my general investment account, so it avoids me paying tax in the future, and then move that money to my self-invested personal pension. And when I do that, I'll be getting tax relief at the same time at 20%. So that's going to be an added incentive. So hopefully I've been doing that for a while now, and I'm hoping to get a tax relief of around £6,000 to £7,000. So hopefully that's going to come in the future. So when we add up all these numbers, the portfolio stands around, so what is it, 60, 70, 80, 83, around £85,000. And when you take all the portfolios into account, it's just under £100,000. So that in US dollars is over $100,000. So I'm I'm £100,000 there, but my ultimate goal is to reach £1,000,000. So that's the portfolio update. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to have a look at how Tesla, MicroStrategy and Nvidia are doing, and then I'm going to do a quick purchase of MicroStrategy, and then I'm going to be sharing how many shares that I have in Tesla, MicroStrategy and Nvidia. So my main concern is to try and accumulate as many units as possible in Tesla, MicroStrategy and Nvidia. I'm not too concerned about the price levels, although it does have an effect on your mind psychologically, but I don't try and look at the price too often. I just try to buy as much as possible whenever I have the money. So whether the price is high or low, I try to buy as much as possible. But obviously the prices are low at the moment, so buying now would have been a good point, but because of my emergencies I've had to pause that. But hopefully by the end of the month I should be back up and running again. So let's have a look at Tesla. Let's have a look at how Tesla is doing now. So Tesla is trading around $253. Tesla had their earnings yesterday, and it wasn't a good earnings. They didn't report like a lot of profit. They missed their guidance, but hopefully the worst is over, and Elon is back at the helm. So he's He's minimizing his time at Doge, and he's going to be coming and managing Tesla more effectively now, hopefully. So let's have a look at the daily movement. So today it's gone up 6.5%, which is a good move despite the earnings. So if they had really good earnings and they had this news as well of Elon coming back to Tesla, then they would have gone up even more. But I'm not too concerned. I don't want the price to run away before I've accumulated more units. So Tesla is trading around 253. It was trading around 488 at the beginning of the year. Last 3 months it's down around 40%. Maximum it's up around 423% over the last 5 years. But as you can see, it's dipped. Last 3 months it's been dipping, so it's a great opportunity. It's trading at a discount. So yeah, I've been trying to accumulate as many units as I possibly can, and I'm going to be revealing how many units I have in total. So let's have a look at MicroStrategy now. So MicroStrategy has been has been going up quite a lot. It's been soaring, and this is because of their Bitcoin acquisitions. So every time they acquire Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes up in value, MicroStrategy goes up in value as well. It's a Bitcoin treasury company, and what I do is I like to describe it as the Bitcoin central bank, which is eventually what I think is going to evolve into the future. So let's have a look at the 1 day movement. So today it's pretty flat, around 1.72%. Last month it's up around 9%. Last 6 months 48%, and maximum it's up around 2,600%. But as you can see, it has dipped recently, so it was a good point to buy. So I bought as many as I could, but I wish I could have bought more, but what can you do? And then finally, last but not least, Nvidia. So Nvidia is trading at 103. So anything around 103 is a bargain in my opinion. Today it's gone up around 4.93%. Last 3 months it's down around 30%, so it's trading at a discount. Last 3 months down around 1,333%. But as you can see, it's dipped recently, so it's a great opportunity. It's a great buying opportunity because of the dip. So yeah, it would have been a good opportunity if I could have bought more of it. So that's the price updates. So I'm happy with the prices. Actually, I'm not happy. I'm not too concerned with the prices because I'm not selling at the moment, so it doesn't really concern me. So anything that I buy now, I'm going to keep for at least 5 years, so there's no point tracking the daily price movements. If I see prices gone down, that's good because I can buy more units of these companies. But again, like I said, it does have a psychological effect. It does put doubt into your mind, but you just have to be strong and you have to look at the long-term outlook. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head on over to my self-invested personal pension plan, and I'm going to be buying MicroStrategy today because I received some tax relief. It's not a lot, so let's see how much it was. So it's £33.62, which I'm going to be purchasing. So that's going to give me 0.1269 shares in MicroStrategy. So I'm going to be reviewing the order. I'm going to be putting the order through. So hopefully that's going to go through now. Okay, so that's completed. So that's done. So it's better to buy something than nothing. Just keep the habit going. So that is done. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing how many units I have in each of my companies. So in Tesla, I have managed, over all my brokerage accounts, I've managed to accumulate 450.2171 shares. In MicroStrategy, I've managed to accumulate 43.92 shares. And in Nvidia, I've managed to accumulate 30.4617 units. So in total, I've just totaled it, so it just helps me to track it. I've got to 524.6018 shares. So again, I'm happy with this so far. My ultimate target is to get 500 shares in Tesla, 200 in MicroStrategy, and 200 in Nvidia. So I'm a long way away from that, but that is my goal. So I'm just going to keep on accumulating units to see, if I can get there. And hopefully, if the price doesn't run away too much, I should be able to get there sooner than later. So that's my holdings at the moment. So this is from all my brokerage accounts that I hold. So my plan is to bring everything together one day into one account, but it's just taking time to sell something, then move it here, then move it there. And it would have been better if I kept it in one account, but I kept on opening this account, that account, and then things started to get confusing. So it's much better to keep it in one account in a tax efficient way, so you know exactly what you're holding. So that's that. So I'm going to go back to free trade now. So for anyone who's new to this channel, I just want to describe my channel a little bit, or my investment philosophy or strategy. So I'm a long-term investor. My ultimate goal is to build a portfolio in excess of $1 million. So yeah, I'm a long-term investor. My investment horizon is between 5 and 10 years. So what that means to me basically is anything that I buy, I will not sell for the next 5 years, and I will try to keep it for the next 10 years. So that's rule number one. I'm a long-term investor. Rule number two is I'm a very, very aggressive investor, which means I invest something every day, or try to. I was on a very good roll. I was investing every day, but something came and hit me sideways. So, that has like caught me out. Even though I had an emergency fund, I had to deplete that and then go into my emergency, go into my income as well to try and resolve everything. So I have taken a hit, unfortunately, but I should be up and running by the end of the month, fingers crossed. And I will continue investing. So my minimum investment every day the market is open is between £300 to £500. I try to aspire to invest £500, but I try to do a minimum of £300. My ultimate aspiration is to invest £1,000 every day into the stock market whenever it's open. So hopefully I'm gonna get there. I'm working very hard. I'm working 7 days a week. I'm putting in 12-hour shifts into my employment, my side hustles, my side businesses, everything. Every time I get an income or payment, I set aside money for my household expenses, and then set aside some money for taxation, and whatever I've got left, I invest it. So I'm a very aggressive investor. So that's rule number two. Rule number three is I'm a very, very volatile investor as well. So I only invest in volatile companies. So companies like Tesla, MicroStrategy, and Nvidia are probably three of the most volatile stocks, on the stock market. So these can double within a week, or they could go down 60-70% in a matter of days. So you have to handle the volatility. So I've trained my mind to handle the volatility. So that's rule number three. I'm very volatile. And finally, rule number four is, I try to invest in the most tax efficient way possible. So, maximizing my stocks and shares ISA, maximizing my SIP pension. So when it does get to a point when I want to take out the money, I'm not hampered, or I'm not stifled by taxation payments or whatever I have to pay. It's not an exorbitant amount. So those are my four rules: long-term investing, aggressive investing every day, investing in volatile stocks, and doing it in a hyper tax efficient way. So hopefully I should be able to reach that $1 million target between 5 and 10 years time. I've projected that I'm gonna get there somewhere between year 3 and year 4 conservatively. If I can get there even earlier, that's even better. So That's the plan, and I'm gonna stick to it no matter what. So that's a bit about how I invest. So just a bit more about the channel. I have around 1,000 subscribers at the moment. I'm trying to get it to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But yeah, so join me on my journey. Like and subscribe the video if you're getting value from it, if you're getting value from these updates. And join me on my journey. You don't have to invest once a month. You don't have to invest £100 a month until you're 65. You can invest like whatever you want every day in whatever stocks you believe in. So you don't have to really be rigid, which is what I thought at the beginning. You can invest whatever you want, and some people may like to invest every day, dollar cost average every day, not once a month. So again, use what's comfortable for you. This is the way I like it: investing every day, managing my money every day, just trying to stack as many units as possible and get to my goal as soon as I can. So yeah, so that's it for today. Join me tomorrow for another portfolio update. So have a great evening. Take care. Bye.